Hello, my friend. I've created this program as an experiment to see if you're listening to your parents and being a good little kid.
Hey everyone, it's Wildman. I hope you are doing well, and it's been a while since we've covered some just one-off analog horror videos. And yeah, it seems like lately we've been covering a lot of horror series as of recent on the channel, and so it's kind of been a while since we've just sat back and dove into some one-off horror videos. So today's video is going to be a lot more... Oh my goodness. I just bought him a new toy, so he's very excited. You want to show your new toy? Yep. Wow. This is his new toy. He's very much enjoying it. So today's video is going to be a lot more kind of low-key, and we're going to just dive into some obscure YouTube videos that might make you lose some sleep tonight. But before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as well as liking the video, and as always, commenting bruh, because all these things do help me out a lot so I can keep bringing you guys these videos. And I do want to give you guys a huge thank you for continuing to watch these videos, because there was a little bit of a time in the summer where I wasn't sure if I'd be able to continue making these videos, so it honestly means the world to me that you guys are still watching, so thank you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So this first video that I wanted to show you guys is called Where No Mind Takes Place. The video beginning with the statement, "I can't remember anything from this week. What happened?" You wake up from a deep sleep, you don't seem to remember anything. Everything is washed away. You've decided to get some air. The person then begins making their way through this empty home, one that appears to have been left to rot, as the walls are all this faded color, as if no one has lived here for a very long time. The longer you are here, the more you remember. This is your house, and upon making it to the door, it states that there is no air. You can't leave the house. But entering another room in this home reveals to be filled with clocks decorating the four walls. 10 a.m. everywhere. I thought it was brighter outside at this time. The video continues to get more confusing, as it seems this person has been out of it for quite some time. They can't remember anything from this week, and they walk around their own home as if they're a stranger. Picking up some old photos leads us to even more confusion, the person stating that the creature looks familiar, but doesn't remember taking the photos. But after throwing the photos on the ground, the entity from the pictures picks them up. You don't want to follow, but your body moves on your own. You've decided to never return, though it doesn't matter which way you take, you always return. You slowly remember your past. You were once a private detective trying to solve the case called the Blob. You returned home and headed straight to the bathroom. And we're then shown the events which took place that night, the detective recollecting all of their forgotten memories. The creature was here. You knew too much. The detective never made it out of that bathroom and is now forced to relive that night for all of eternity. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It honestly reminded me a lot of the PlayStation 1, kind of like an old version of the game PT. RIP to PT, we never got to play the full version. It's also pretty cool how it takes the premise of a detective who failed to uncover their biggest case, and is now left with unfinished business, which has turned them into a ghost, longing to solve the mystery of what it was that killed them. Alright, so in this next one, it's called The Closet Won't Save You. And just from the looks of it, it seems to be taking some pretty heavy inspiration from the Jurassic Park analog horror tapes. Although I'm not sure if the entity in this video is a dinosaur, but it kind of just gives off the same vibe. The video begins with someone hiding in darkness from something that's hunting them. They hide inside of a closet, but as the title suggests, it's a failed attempt at salvation. Because in the next frame, the entity speaks to its prey. Wherever you are hiding, my eyes will always find you. But yeah, this video is pretty short. It's only like 37 seconds long, but it still serves as a pretty good spook. Also, I went to the creator's channel to see if they had any more videos like this, but at least for now, they don't. They don't have anything besides this video and a gameplay video. So maybe in the future. Fingers crossed.
Hello, my friend. I've created this program as an experiment to see if you're listening to your parents.
Alright, so for this next one, it's called Barney Error before the finale. The video is about this computer virus named Barney Error, and within the virus, a depiction of Barney would torment the child using the computer by telling them not to close the window before the timer ends, because if they do, it means that they are a bad kid, and Barney will tell their parents. Which, I mean, it is a little bit cheesy, but I mean, if you were a kid who got this virus, I'm sure you would definitely be freaking out, as would I. The video takes place in the early 90s, and during this time, people were more or less getting their first bits of accessible internet access, meaning that kids for the first time were using the internet completely unsupervised, venturing into the endless realm that is the internet. And it seems like this kid clicked a link that they weren't supposed to, bringing to life the Barney Error that now infects their computer.
Set up a 5-minute timer for when this error will self-destruct, and 6 chances for you to not to do anything bad, like closing this window. Be careful, and most importantly, be patient.
There's even a little bit of lore to this video in the video's description, which states, sometime during 1997, an official Barney computer virus named Barney Error, alternatively virus win9x.barn, was created by some unknown developers who were supposedly hired by Cheryl Leach, designed for children as a parental control test. How it was able to spread to other computers is still unknown. And within the actual recording of the footage, we can see that the person tries to close the tab, but this only makes Barney more upset every time they do, threatening to get them in trouble and adding time to the timer, until eventually the virus simply bricks the entire computer.
Okay, you have to quit this right now. If you close this window one more time, you'll have to be prepared to get in trouble.
Anyway, moral of the story, don't click on any funny links. Okay, so for these next two uploads, they were created by Vibing Leaf, which has been featured on the channel a very good amount of times, as they're a very talented creator. And so this first video is titled Sky's Dinner, and it's supposed to be based on the game of Friday Night Funkin'. But returning to the video, it starts off incredibly disturbing, as we see Sky float into the frame, the arrows from the game indicating the game has begun, but then the player comes into frame, lying there in a pool of their own blood. And looking at them a bit closer, it looks like they have a bite mark on their neck, a piece of them ripped off by Sky. The entire video is simply just that, the main character of the series lying there as the pool of blood becomes larger, eventually surrounding their entire body. And in the last few seconds of the video, the life from the character's eyes leaves their body. Alright, so in this last video, it's called Normal Caillou Episode. It's definitely nothing short of strange, and honestly might be more on the side of just straight up bizarre rather than disturbing. I mean, it's definitely disturbing, but you'll see what I mean. The video begins with a very distorted version of Caillou asking his father for air.
Father, I hunger for air. I need to breathe air.
Breathing is inappropriate, son. Very. You are punished for asking for the 93,391,391,231 years. Theoretically, go to the room of yours. Mathematical.
Caillou is left in his room where he searches for comfort on the internet, something his father could never give him. He ends up watching a tutorial on how to eat fine and sleep, after which Caillou is on the brink of finally getting some peace in his life. But instead of getting the rest that the tutorial showed him how to get, he ends up at what seems like a subway, and he asks a random stranger this question.
Can I get air? Please.
But what Caillou receives in return isn't the affection that he so desired, but instead the man mishears him and gives him a fresh can of human finger. But Caillou doesn't bother arguing and accepts the transaction. Caillou brings the can of finger back home, but before he can feast, his father walks in, interrupting the boy's meal. "What have I told you about eating human fingers, child? You are now severely punished for disobeying my orders and eating something that contains air in it." But after this, it seems that Caillou has had enough of his father. The next thing we see is the father's face completely mutilated. Caillou stands on the edge of a cliff after the events that transpired back home. He ended his father, and now he is truly free. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. Be sure to comment pickle if you made it this far. And yeah, I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my beautiful channel members, as well as my ultimate tiers, Kareem, Ariano, and Alejandro from the Tower. If you want to support me and get early access to videos, it's only $1.99. And yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. You are amazing. Love ya. See ya. Bye.